What does the feeling of ecstasy at a concert look like? I can see it, but it's so far away. Rapturous delight, transcending beyond yourself. Overwhelming euphoria. All your senses flow together at once, and you're exploding with joy. Emotion is all you feel. Time has disappeared. Only the present moment matters. Your tasks for the day are gone. All that remains is ecstasy.
So how do I visualize what ecstasy looks like, and what are we making today?
I love making artworks by carving into linoleum blocks based on my emotions and favorite songs. Like this, and that. What I do when researching an idea for an artwork, I usually choose a specific song or experience that then relates to a specific feeling that I'm having at the time. For example, this piece, To Be Free, was based off the song Free by Parcels, which is one of my favorite songs. And the concept behind this one was to not plan anything outside of the central void circle thingamabob and have pure creative expression. Lots of lines and fun times. I've recently been working large at 18 by 24. That's like this big!
So what does ecstasy look like as an actual 2D drawing? I could make a picture that's just a frog holding its thumb up. I feel like that's what ecstasy looks like, right? No, that's not what ecstasy looks like. What about a picture of a funny little object that's got a face to it? Is that ecstasy? It's not? What is ecstasy?
I love my frog, but I'm not satisfied. I'm lost. I need something more. How do I make something look like something you can't touch? What is ecstasy? What does the feeling look like? Can I do this? Wait. I'm goated. I gave myself 3 main goals for how I wanted this design to work out. Visualize the feeling of ecstasy, a composition that evokes the rule of thirds. Incorporate 3 different styles of carving: black line, white line, and flat color. Now, what are those styles? Black line is where you carve away a line and print black. White line is where you carve away and show the paper, usually white. And then void is where you carve away and reveal a lot of the paper. Did that make sense?
For visualizing ecstasy, I wanted to base the design off the feeling of being at a concert that you love, that overwhelming feeling of joy and happiness. Like when you were a kid and you watched Hot Wheels World Race for the first time, or when the Brita is full. Floating is something that I've seen across social media relating to the feeling of ecstasy, whether it's like the songs that make you feel like I'm floating, or the Breaking Bad memes, or that guy that's floating over that building, or SpongeBob with the AirPods. So I started there with my ideation. I did some sketches centered around what imploding/exploding might look like at the same time, and I kind of found this triangle pattern that I really liked. At this point in time when I was making this piece, I was carving 8 different large lino cuts, all at the same size of 18 by 24, and they all were the most complicated stuff I've ever done before this, while creating my first solo exhibition, marketing it, and executing it. So you best believe I was stressed out of my mind when I was adding another thing to do at this point. I knew there wasn't a way to get this piece in the show. I started sketching it the week of, but I knew there was something special going on with this design, but I was feeling a bit overwhelmed and just kind of struggling with the whole thing at this point in time.
And I was frustrated. What will the final composition be for Ecstasy?
I have this triangle pattern, but I'm missing everything else.
I needed to do some research. I needed to feel ecstasy. So I went to as many concerts as I possibly could. In my life, I have a tendency to shed some tears when I just see or feel something truly beautiful.
Recently, I saw LCD Sound System, and it was the best concert I've ever been to. Which is a high bar to hit, because I've seen a lot of concerts.
When they played All My Friends, I absolutely wept my eyes out. I went to Rainforest Cafe basically because of how much I was crying. I also cried my eyes out when I saw The War on Drugs and heard Eyes to the Wind for the first time.
After waiting for hours in the rain and finally hearing that extended outro with beautifully layered saxophones and guitars, I just had to cry my eyes out. I mean, how could I not?
Back in March of this year, I saw Inhaler, one of my favorite bands, and I don't think they've made a single bad song. It's also one of the only good things that Bono has ever made. It truly was just the best time ever. Spring, crisp night air, time with my family, and everyone's phone was out. It also was a barbecue restaurant. What could be better? I really loved this concert. I genuinely had so much fun. I was dancing like crazy and hearing my favorite songs like Cheer Up Baby and It Won't Always Be Like This was just the best experience ever. Along with hearing Open Wide, nothing could make this better. Not even a signed poster. Oh, wait.
As the concert was building, my ears were just open wide. I was having the best time ever. The charms from the crowd, everyone is still young. The entire time at this concert, I'm just feeling like Eddie in the darkness, hoping for each song to begin again, even though I have a question of you and I want to go back to your house. I can see right through you like an x-ray from Billy. Yeah. My is made out of concrete. Maybe it is about the little things in life.
Everything clicked after hearing Dublin and Ecstasy live for the first time. I had a feeling directly related to Ecstasy, and it's in the song title. I could feel it. I could see it. I can see Ecstasy. That feeling of floating and exploding at the same time. After this concert, I figured it out. Oh my god, I made the sketch. I finally figured out the design for Ecstasy. I did it. My baby boy has been birthed. My masterpiece is over. Wait, what? I still have to draw it out by hand on a piece of linoleum and then carve it out? That's gonna take forever. The process of making this piece actually took so long. I hand drew and then hand carved every single line on this piece. It took a while. To fulfill my goals for this piece, I wanted to do black line and white line carving, which are the two main ways of creating images in relief printmaking. However, I've never done anything in black line carving as large and encompassing as this background pattern. Yay!
This is a little triangle in white line carving, and this is one in black line carving. Notice how, for the black line carving, it takes 3 times the different amount of marks. This won't take any time at all.
It took me 3 months to make this. These kind of wave things at the bottom here are supposed to be the people in the crowd, but they're all flowing together because everyone's loving the music and it's all just so nice. The main shape was inspired by the actual venue itself, along with the 5 playing members on stage. Inhaler usually has 4 members, but for this they had 5 because they had a guy playing keyboards. But it also makes it better because then it makes it for a more symmetrical, fun design with cool little music note tendril thingies going on. I was thinking of me floating above the concert, kind of exploding with Ecstasy, with this huge background pattern, with a cute little heart, because I loved this experience and it makes me smile.
Over the course of this artwork, I've grown so much. I mean, I've grown my second mustache ever. Rate my mustache in the comment section below.
But in actuality, I'm so proud of how this artwork turned out, not because it took so long to make, but because it's just genuinely one of my favorite pieces I've ever made. I just love all the feelings surrounding this piece. I'm obsessed with the feeling of euphoria at concerts, and I just so love how this one turned out. So now whenever I go see concerts and while they're performing and just the feelings of everything around it, I just see this artwork and that makes me happy. Thank you for watching my first YouTube video. My goal for this is to be a art and comedy channel with some serious videos sprinkled in. Like my next one will not be as funny as this. If you thought this was funny at all, it'll be very earnest and sincere. That'll be great. I have a lot planned for you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like. Have a good day. Do you feel properly thanked?